because when I was on that show, I couldn't really be myself. I had to be the moderator, so I had to be in my shell. I couldn't be controversial. And then you know what I discovered? Listen, I've got a voice. I'm going to use it.
I definitely am a journaler, so I did that piece, and I also just sort of sat down and dictated.
The world of television is no stranger to intense debates, especially when the topic is immigration. But every now and then, a discussion moves beyond politics and becomes something much more personal. That's exactly what happened when political commentator Tomi Lahren and talk show host Sunny Hostin found themselves in a heated clash that quickly grabbed attention across television, social media, and beyond. People weren't just talking about the disagreement because it was controversial, they were talking about it because it felt deeply personal. What started as a conversation about immigration policy took an unexpected turn when Hostin brought up genealogy records during the debate. Suddenly, the focus shifted away from border policies and visas and landed on Lahren's family history. The conversation was no longer just about political opinions. It became a discussion about ancestors, heritage, and whether someone's family past should play a role in today's political arguments. The unexpected move caught many viewers off guard and sparked a wave of reactions online. For some, it felt like a line had been crossed. For others, it highlighted the personal side of an issue that affects millions of people. Either way, the exchange left audiences asking the same question: did daytime television go too far? Or did it expose a deeper truth about a debate that has always been personal?
I do. The first book, Summer on the Bluffs, is becoming a series. I can't say where, but I can tell you that Octavia Spencer's in it, and she's my production partner.
Wow.
I can't believe I just said it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's as big of a partner as you can get.
Yeah.
But that's unbelievable. But this is inspired by the summer that you spent.
On one side sat Tomi Lahren, well known for her firm support of merit-based immigration. Over the years, she built her reputation through passionate commentary, arguing that people should enter the United States through legal channels and follow established immigration laws. Across from her was Sunny Hostin, whose perspective focused more on compassion and the human stories behind immigration. She often emphasized America's long history as a nation shaped by immigrants and the importance of understanding the challenges many families face. The contrast between their views had been building for years. Lahren's comments on immigration frequently drew criticism from those who felt they lacked empathy, while Hostin regularly highlighted the personal struggles behind the issue. With both women known for speaking their minds, a clash seemed almost inevitable. The turning point came when Hostin looked into Lahren's family history. She found records showing that Lahren's ancestors came from Norway and Germany in the 1800s, and many reportedly spoke little or no English when they first arrived. Suddenly, the discussion moved beyond immigration policy and into a much more personal territory.
You know, I have this huge platform on The View, and I just started thinking about giving voice to the voiceless. What some people don't know about me is they know I'm a prosecutor, but I'm from the South Bronx projects. Like, I'm really just a everyday person, and I remember when I was 7, my uncle was in front of me, and our family never talked about it.
At the center of the debate was a bigger question. How quickly did earlier generations assimilate, and what does that mean for immigration discussions today? During the exchange, Sunny Hostin pointed to historical records suggesting that some of Tomi Lahren's ancestors lived in the United States for years before fully learning English. Hostin argued that assimilation has always been a gradual process, and that language barriers never automatically made someone less deserving of a chance to build a life in America. Her goal was to highlight what she saw as a contradiction between Lahren's current views and her own family's immigration story. But the moment quickly sparked a wider debate. Lahren responded by stressing that her ancestors came to the country legally. She argued that the key issue isn't how quickly someone learned English, but whether they followed the law. According to her, her family's experience supports the importance of legal immigration rather than weakens it. The exchange struck a nerve because it turned a policy discussion into a personal one. Instead of debating statistics and border policies, the conversation focused on family history, identity, and whether the past should influence today's arguments. Lahren also argued that immigration in the 1800s was very different from immigration today. She pointed to modern security concerns, government programs, and a much more complex legal system as reasons for stronger immigration rules. In her view, expecting people to follow legal pathways is a practical necessity. Hostin pushed back, saying that while laws have changed, the desire for opportunity and a better future has not. She argued that just as earlier immigrants needed time to adapt, modern newcomers deserve that same chance to integrate and succeed.
It's my parents. I'm not saying that just because they're here, but I think in many respects they were teenagers and, you know, they ended up with this kid who was very inquisitive. My mother was studying to be a teacher, so she did a lot of her lesson plans on me. And so by the time I was 4, I was reading the New York Times. And so that sounds crazy, but that's how we lived.
Sunny argued that expecting immigrants to immediately speak English or fully assimilate ignores how communities naturally adapt over time. Tomi pushed back, saying her ancestors came legally and built their lives without relying on public assistance, which she believes is an important distinction. The debate became far more personal when Sunny brought up Tomi's family history. Supporters of Tomi viewed it as an unnecessary personal attack, while Sunny's supporters saw it as a way to challenge what they considered an inconsistency in her position. Tomi responded with a mix of confidence and humor, joking about the genealogy research and refusing to let the moment throw her off course. By doing so, she shifted attention back to the policy discussion rather than the personal accusations. As clips of the exchange spread online, social media quickly split into opposing camps. Some viewers felt Sunny had made a strong point, while others believed she had crossed a line. Before long, the immigration debate itself was overshadowed by arguments over whether the discussion had become too personal for daytime television.
Well, for me, the two moments are connected in a couple of ways, but I decided to become a prosecutor because I saw my uncle in front of me. And I saw that he didn't seem to matter to the police. He didn't seem to matter to prosecutors.
Supporters of the show argued that because Tomi is often outspoken and controversial, challenging her personal story was a fair part of the debate. What started as a discussion about immigration quickly grew into a larger conversation about identity, assimilation, and the American dream. The political divide was clear. Conservatives largely backed Tomi, saying she remained consistent in her support for legal immigration and law enforcement. Many liberals praised Sunny for highlighting what they viewed as a contradiction between Tomi's family history and her current views. As a result, both sides used the exchange to reinforce their broader arguments about immigration. Even after the headlines faded, the debate left behind bigger questions. Does examining someone's family history help us better understand immigration policy, or does it distract from the real issues? The exchange also sparked discussion about what hypocrisy really means, and whether an ancestor's experience should influence how we judge modern political positions. In the end, both Tomi and Hostin agree on one thing: immigrants have played an important role in shaping America. Their disagreement lies in how immigration laws should be enforced, how quickly newcomers should assimilate, and what role government should play in that process.
I definitely am a journaler, so I did that piece, and I also just sort of sat down and dictated a lot of my memories, and I just started from the beginning. I started from my childhood in the South Bronx projects, talked about my mother, my father, you know, the fact that they sacrificed everything for me and sort of lived lives of dreams deferred and poured everything in me.
In the end, the drama between Tomi Lahren and Sunny Hostin often overshadowed the deeper issues they were debating. What made the exchange so memorable was how it blended politics with personal history, turning a policy discussion into a conversation about family roots and identity. Some viewers felt that highlighting Tomi's Norwegian and German ancestry weakened her arguments on immigration. Others believed it was an unfair personal attack that ignored the major differences between immigration in the 1800s and today. The clash also raised bigger questions. Should someone's family history be used to challenge their political views, or does that distract from finding real solutions? While opinions remain divided, the exchange reminded people that immigration is more than a political issue. It's a story connected to real families, real experiences, and generations of history. As both Tomi and Sunny continue to defend their views, the broader debate remains far from settled. If anything, the moment showed just how personal and emotionally charged immigration discussions can become, and why they continue to spark strong reactions across the country.